Warning, the views and beliefs in the following program does not reflect the views of Boom Broadcasting. We give full creative control to our creators and do not believe in cancel culture. You already know what time it is. I shouldn't have to read this by now. It's been 2 seasons of this show, but viewer discretion is advised.
Live from the MOWM studio, Boom Broadcasting presents The Nightcap. And your host of The Nightcap, mouthing off with Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Nightcap here on Boom Broadcasting, hosted by yours truly. I am the Mike that likes to mouth off. I am mouthing off with Mike. And here tonight, I do not come alone like sometimes I do. Tonight, I have my co-host. He is the man that makes him say, oh, damn. He is the host of 3 Count Trivia, and he is a contributing side of 4 sides of the ring. That is my main man. That's Nit Ram. What's cooking tonight, brother?
What's going on, brother? No one does introductions like you, man. I always get excited to come on because you give always great introductions. What is going on, my guy?
That's not much, man. Not much. A lot of wrestling, a lot of shenanigans, a lot of chaos. And we are starting our week off with Monday Night Raw and Nit Ram. We talked a little bit about it off the air. There's a lot of wrestling this weekend. Saturday night's main event, Double or Nothing, and NXT Battleground. And if I'm remembering correctly, we got a TNA show on Friday also. So there's a lot of wrestling. And folks, you're starting it off with the man that makes him say, oh, damn. So Nit Ram, what's your make him say, oh, damn, for this week when it comes to wrestling? What do you got for the people?
Man, this is gonna sound awful. Skip SmackDown because you're gonna be overloaded. Skip SmackDown. I promise you're not missing nothing on SmackDown this week. Skip SmackDown and try to fit in as many of these PLUs as you can. Because truthfully, AEW is gonna cook. Roadblock's gonna cook. That TNA show honestly might cook. I mean, it's just so much going on. They got Ariana Grace and Tessa on there. That match is gonna be great. So
Rihanna, what are you doing? Anyway,
she's gonna win. She's
gonna win. She better win, or else we got problems. I gotta go talk to my good friend, my 3rd, 4th cousin removed, Santino Marella. I gotta talk to him, see what's going on. Cuzzo, what happened here? Why'd Tessa go over? That'll make him say, oh damn, Nit Ram. We got Logan James. We got Logan James in the building. He's gonna make us say, oh damn. He wants the Pacers to win the NBA Eastern Conference Finals because some Knicks fans have been acting out crazy dangerous and even disrespectful towards Pacers fans. I'd love to see them crying after a Pacers win. Logan James, I do not condone what we saw this past weekend. I don't condone what we saw, but listen, the New York Knicks made the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years, and you're in enemy territory. You're wearing Pacers jerseys. That's tough, man. That fan was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Go Knicks, baby, because I'm rooting for them Knicks, because I'm a Knicks guy. So
Pacers in 5.
We're Knicks in 6. Lakers are out, so I got to cheer for my boy Brunson and the New York City. I love it, Sean. Thanks for coming in, hanging out with us. Sean's got a new episode of It Stinks recently released, and he's also got Wrestling of Destiny Saturday mornings. Back to this point here, Logan. Back to this point. Tonight, Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton had a special interview with Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, Nit Ram. And it is announced that Tyrese Halliburton will be in WWE 2K25 as a part of some DLC content. The first thing I'm going to do with Tyrese, put him through 3 tables. Easily.
Brandon always tells me, he's like, if Jalen Brunson's in the game, he's going to be my champion in everything. Just throwing all the belts on him. I'm like, bro, if Jalen Brunson's in the game, his popularity is like a 42. You're not picking him up in my GM mode. Okay, let's be honest. I was like, why are these guys in the game? It makes the NBA look so rigged. I don't care what anyone says. I've been saying this, like, the NBA just looks rigged. It looks like a WWE storyline right now.
I mean, hey, it happened June 24. Tyrese, Jalen Brunson in the ring with Logan Paul, LA Knight. They showed us the footage tonight, but man, basketball, wrestling, NFL, baseball, maybe it's all scripted, folks. Maybe the only thing real is the friends we made along the way. Listen, we kick off Monday Night Raw, Nit Ram in South Carolina. And before we even get to this crowd, Nit Ram, what a crowd tonight in South Carolina, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You got to tell your folks out there in North Crackalacken that they need to step their game up for the next time Raw's out there, because South Carolina, that was a crowd tonight, bro.
Yeah, I mean, they were really, really popping off. You could tell there were times where they upped the mic a little bit, but still, they were popping off for it.
It made the show that much more enjoyable, and it made even Logan Paul yapping to start Raw somewhat enjoyable. Nip Ram.
Oh, he cooked, Mike. He cooked.
Had some tweets, man. I saw him. I was watching him. I'm not going to pull him up for the people because I'm not going to do you like that. But you had some they were hot tweets, dog. So talk to the people, man. You got time.
Look, you saw Logan Paul go out there and work the crowd. He worked the Yeet chant against them. He worked it. Everything was going great. Logan Paul should be champion. And if that didn't convince you, my boy Gunther walked out there and gave a hell of a promo where I sat there and said, oh, they got to make Logan champion because I want to see Logan Paul versus Gunther now. I want to see it so bad. I want to see it more than I want to see Jay versus Logan, more than I want to see Logan versus Cena, more than I want to see Gunther versus Logan, Gunther babyface. And he absolutely destroys it because that one line of ask Pat how I treat people who aren't wrestlers. Like, what? Killed him. Because why is Logan not considered a wrestler yet? Like, Gunther gave him his flowers and then straight up took him away. Because, like he was like, you're great. No, guys, he's great. And at the end of it was like, you're not a wrestler. I love this segment. It was great. Jey Uso even did his little super kick and, his little one, whatever word, 4 letters, yeet, blah, blah, blah.
1 word, 4 letters, yeet.
Yeah, all that. Put the belt on Logan Paul. So Mike comes down to North Carolina and feeds me spaghetti. It is written in stone. Mike, I keep adding stipulations to this whole bet.
There's so many stipulations that keep getting added. This is like a WWE main event from early 2000s. It went from I was gonna make him some homemade pasta, spaghetti and meatballs, and then it turned into now you're flying to North Carolina with the spaghetti and meatballs, and you're gonna feed it to me. I'm gonna hand feed him. Maybe baby bird it. Depends on where the night takes us. The spaghetti and meatballs to Nit Ram, and I guess we got to put it on on something. But if Logan wins, that is the stipulation, though. Logan has to win the world title in the calendar year of 2025.
Yes.
So you only got a few more months here. You got 7 months to see if this happens.
It's gonna happen this Saturday.
Oh my God. It better not happen this Saturday. I'm ill prepared for a trip down yonder to feed you spaghetti and meatballs.
You're telling me between Gunther, Seth Rollins, and all this stuff that happened tonight, you're not interested in seeing Logan be champion?
I am not interested in seeing Logan be champion. I'm going to be real with you. That's like me going down. Obviously, we can't compare this because we're talking apples to lemons here. If I say, oh, that's like me coming into WWE and wrestling 8 matches. No. That's like me going down to my local indie AWF and saying, wrestling 8 matches and then winning a world title at their big show at the end of the year and calling myself a wrestler. I'm not a wrestler if I've only wrestled 8 matches. I'm just a guy who has wrestled.
But you're a guy who's hella good at it if you want 8 matches. All I'm saying, he's really good.
All right.
He's really good, man.
I'll give it to you. Your argument is valid, much like anybody's opinions here. I'm never going to invalidate anybody unless it's something absolutely off the wall, and then I will. All right. Logan should be champion. That's fine and dandy. probably not going to happen at Saturday night's main event. That's a glorified televised house show. But could it happen at Money in the Bank? Could Logan Paul be inserted into the Money in the Bank ladder match?
Do you want to hear my wild theory for Money in the Bank, Mike? Can I just run it to you?
Of course. I want to hear your wild theory, but then I want to talk
Cena
a little
wins.
bit later about Austin theory. Cena wins.
Cena wins. Mike, hear me out. Cena wins, cashes in on Jey Uso, double champion, 18-time. Cena now has both belts.
Then what? Who do we got to call?
He's the last real champion. Everybody.
We got to call up the National Guard, the Air Force, the Navy, the Army, the Marines, Captain America.
I think Cena wins the Money in the Bank. I think he does it Brock Lesnar style too, like not even in the match.
Just pops up at the end.
Just pops up, climbs the ladder, takes it, and in the press conference says, "I'm John Cena. I put 20 years in this business. I could do what I want." And that's it.
Damn, dude. All right. That is Nit Rams. I mean, I take it back, dog. That's your oh damn right there of the show. Because oh damn. Okay. All right. Moving on. Damn. You win this round of make him say oh damn. You see the ticker there down at the bottom. Make sure you go check out the founders interview with KJ Orso, formerly known as Fuego del Sol, on Four Sides of the Ring YouTube on demand now. Fine. It's Logan. It is a great interview. It's fantastic. John Cena walks into Money in the Bank. Wow. There's a lot of different.
You love it,
though. Insane. I don't even know what to say. So I'm just gonna move on to the next match here. So predicted by your boy last week on the Raw Nightcap, live on the Nightcap, I said, wouldn't it be swell, WWE Triple H, if we did Finn Balor and JD McDonough versus Penta and AJ Styles? Well, 45 minutes later at the conclusion of the Nightcap, I found out on Twitter that match was made official for this week. And that match kicked us off here on Monday Night Raw. And this was a damn good opening match.
Sure was.
South Carolina loved AJ Styles tonight. We're close to Georgia. I get it. Loved them. Nivram, I did not love, once again, El Grande Americano ruining a really good match tonight.
But you know what? He blended in with the fans really good for a second. Because when they did that whole sequence, I was sitting there like, all right, where's this going? Like, they were real close. And then when he grabbed him, I said, oh, I took it out of my mind for a second. I was like, he blended in real well. I don't like the loaded mask. I think that's real stupid. I really do. I love the gimmick. I love Chad Gable or whoever's behind the mask. I'm not accusing Chad Gable. Whoever's behind the mask. But the loaded mask is stupid. But yeah, Finn got to win on TV. That's good TV for me.
That's fair. Finn needs a win.
I want to shout out the spot of, and they called it on commentary too, where JD hits the frog splash and hits Finn. Like,
yes.
Oh, he must be feeling the way Dom did him at WrestleMania. I love that. I love little callbacks.
No, it was solid. Once again, no Dom Mysterio ringside for this. Clearly there's something in the works there. And then commentary also said it. Dom's getting a little too big for his britches since he won the Intercontinental Championship. So the dissension is there. The teasing is there. The tension's there. It's just a matter of will we see a break? Will we see a split? What we will see. But now El Grande Americano is inserted into this NetRam. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have theorized for weeks that this is Chad Gable. I am starting to feel like WWE is going to make us look stupid. It's not going to be Chad. They're going to unmask him. And it's going to, oh God.
Look, I know you didn't want to hear that, but I was looking at the AAA roster on who it could be. And the only person that's similar in height, not same body or anything, but in height, would be Alberto Del Rio.
Here's the problem, though. There was the one El Grande Americano when we saw a few weeks ago, and we saw he had the Olympic ring tattoo on his back. And Chad Gable has that same tattoo.
Could be any, like Pat McAfee said, that could be any henna tattoo.
And he had a tattoo. Okay. All right. Listen, I am expecting WWE to make us look foolish on this and the initial unmasking not be Chad Gable and be like some random NXT LFG person, sat out, maybe it's sexy BJ Ray under the El Grande Americano mask or something absurd. But it is Chad Gable until it's not gonna be Chad Gable is my theory. It is him until they decide to take the mask off and then they say, it wasn't Chad. Haha, we told you. And we're gonna look like idiots.
We seen him in the same room, Mike. We seen him in the same room.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count. It doesn't
we
count.
Seen it.
It doesn't count. This was a stellar match, though, to open Monday Night Raw. Stellar match.
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic.
Can't complain about this match. This is what you really hope for out of a opening match of Raw. And what's crazy is that this was kind of a go-home show for Saturday night's main event, but also a building block show for Money in the Bank. And to be honest, this was a better show than the go-home show for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And we did that show together. So that's the fun part. This was a better show than the go-home show for Mania.
Yeah, we're not calling anybody scumbags on this show, so that we know it's a better show because that's all we did on that one show.
That's all we did.
That's all we did.
Oh my God. Yeah, go back. Watch the old nightcaps. They probably don't age well. That's what I'm saying. They probably don't, hear me out. Yeah, listen, the disclaimer, I read it. We're taking care of, any legal fees. You can go sue the Prez of Boom Broadcasting. That's Michael Davis. Don't worry. It's not me. It's not my pocket. It's not my wallet. It's fine. I think Prez ended up at that Raw show tonight. So I think he did make the trek to South Carolina for the show. So I've yet to hear from him. He might have got taken in by the Judgment Day. I know they're looking for new members. What do you think about while we're on the subject of the Judgment Day? Because I'm not going to hop around tonight. How about this? How about some chicken nuggies for Dom and a little gift box from Roxanne? Look at the smirk on Roxanne Perez's face here, Nip Ram. She knows what she's doing here. Look at Raquel. Raquel's like, oh my God, are you for real? Finn, look at that shit-eating grin Finn has on his face.
Bro, look at JD. JD's like, you serious, bro?
Serious? Are you for real right now, bro? And Carlito's like, I'm just happy to be here, guys.
Oh, Carlito's the best part of these segments. Also, those are not cooked nuggets. I know frozen nuggets. Okay, I'm a dad. I feed my kid nuggets all the time. Those are some frozen nuggets, Mike. Don't let them fool you. Ain't nobody cooked those nuggets.
Listen,
they're
those
thawed
are
at
not.
Best.
They are not. No, those are cooked. Those are some cooked nuggets. Dom was munching on them a little bit there.
He bit one.
Took a couple bites.
Some soggy wet nuggets. I'll tell you.
Not that soggy. They didn't. I don't know. Listen, they got A+ catering backstage or something in the WWE. But I love this picture. The more I look at this, man, the more I find something funny. Like you said, JD looking at Finn like, come on, bro, really? Roxanne grinning from just ear to ear, like she knows. Raquel disgusted. Carlito confused. Dom like, all right, some chicken nuggies. All right, cool. And then the skeleton in the background just like, hey, man, I'm here. Let's go. I'm dead, man. What's up? It's good.
You got the 2K. You got the 2K pause in the background.
You got 2K pause. You can't even see what match they're playing. They're probably using Tyrese Halliburton's new DLC character. So who knows what's going on there? Anything Judgment Day right now is absolutely confusing, but I'm so here for Roxanne being an ally to the Judgment Day. This makes things a lot more interesting.
Also, like, she's very similar to Liv Morgan. Height, move set, motives. I'm just saying, beautiful woman. Both are beautiful women. Finn knew what he was doing.
Finn knows. Finn knows balls. He knows. He knows how to get Dom in trouble, man. Listen, he got Dom in trouble with Rhea. He got Dom in trouble now. He's probably going to be in trouble with Liv. And maybe Dom is just on an absolute record run for the ages, and maybe Roxanne is going to be his prodigy next. He goes from mommy to being Daddy Dom, and maybe he's going to be the Poppy. Yeah,
He's gonna be
there
Poppy.
it is. He's gonna be Poppy.
Poppy Chulo Dom. It's gonna be a whole thing.
Not Poppy Chulo Dom.
Poppy Chulo Dom. And we gonna have shirts, Mike. Don't act like we gonna have shirts that say Poppy Chulo Dom.
Please, I'll buy it. Buy it with the WWE Shop affiliate link. I'll get one for all the boys. I'll make sure I get one for 4 sides of the ring, so they can all have matching ones, and they can all know that Poppy Mike got them the Poppy Chulo Dom shirts. So a lot of poppies going around here. Shout out.
I would love it. I'm just saying.
Happy early Father's Day, month in advance to all the dads. We'll be back after a word from our partners here. There's no commercials. I can't go anywhere. I can't cut to anything here. We're going live. It's unedited. We're live, baby. You can't even go. We'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsors, like 4 Sides does. I can't even do that. It's so stupid. This is why you guys love the Nightcap. This is why you come and you hang out with us after Raw, because it ain't all just, we're not moaning and groaning about the graps. We're having fun, honestly. Half the time, it's all
we can do.
It's all we can do, man. Life is a, listen, shout out to Nas. In the words of Nas, life's a bitch. That's it. You know? And that's why we Nightcap. We got some Money in the Bank qualifying matches here. Speaking of Roxanne Perez versus a returning Natalya and a Becky Lynch. And Nitram, you tweeted it. I tweeted it at you. Hell yeah, Natty is back, man. What did it feel to finally see Natty on TV in a match, man? Because it felt great for me.
I love Natalya. I love everything she's done. She's had a terrific career. Why did they not bring up her Crockett Cup stuff?
They did. On commentary.
Did they?
Quick.
It was like a throwaway line. Because I was like, why are they not making a bigger deal? I don't know. I feel like they could have made a big deal about it. But that being said, this was a perfect matchup. And I'm going to tell you why, Mike. Because there's been a lot of controversy with Becky Lynch, Big E, and all these other people talking about the ages of women. And this was literally stages of different ages of women in careers. With Roxanne being super young, Becky being in the middle, and Natalya, unfortunately, being the older veteran. And all 3 of these women did their parts. The match was good. I seriously enjoyed the match. I almost didn't even expect Lyra to get involved. I almost forgot about it.
Hands down.
I enjoyed the hell of it. So I'm all with it.
This was, in my opinion, like the opening contest was fantastic. Penta Finn, that was fire. This was better than the opening match. I really like this triple threat tonight. Everybody, I love, you can speak to this too. I love in triple threats when it's not just 1v1, one person's laying on the outside. Like I love when in the beginning of the match and like the end, all 3 competitors, or in this case, all 3 women are like going move for move with each other. You know, there's a drop kick that turns into a spinning drop kick into the other person's head, or, you know, in this case, like a almost a double suplex, you know, from the top rope with Roxanne and Natty and you know, Becky. Like I love when in triple threat matches, like all 3 women play off of each other and build things out when it comes to the moves and the movement in the match. For me, dude, Natty anchored this thing down, and that is a reason why you and I are over the top when it comes to singing her praises, is because she doesn't get the props that she deserves. That's the boat. That is the boat. Natty, one of the longest tenured women's wrestlers in WWE, has so much to do with how good the women are and the men are, and we barely get to see her on television. Because maybe she's not the top promo. Well, go watch her Twitter videos that she's been dropping, because those have been some of the best promos, you know, let alone a woman on Raw's cutting, but best promos that you're going to see on social media. She anchored this thing, man. I thought without Natty in this, maybe things are not as crispy, but Roxanne and Becky are obviously 2 of the best as well. But man, Natty here anchored this thing down for me, dog.
Do you know the biggest moment I popped for? Like, realistically, I was sitting on my couch, chilling in my drawers, eating some cake, and was like, oh shit, double sharpshooter, and
double sharpshooter.
I popped so hard. I was like, oh, let them get the double tap out. Because I thought they were going to do the thing where Roxanne was about to tap and Becky held her hand. But then they just did Becky slap with the rope. And that was fine too. But I was like, oh, let one of them tap out. And just like had that. But Roxanne was the right winner here. I hate to say
Roxanne's the right winner. Roxanne's the right winner. I mean, Natty at this point, like for me, it's to me personally, it's like, look, I would like to see Natty win the Women's World Championship because I think she has deserved it, earned it. She WWE should be paying her in a title reign as a thank you for thank you for having, people like Big Docs at the dungeon, women that are showing up, women that are coming over to NXT from other companies showing up, or women who, aren't involved in WWE that are trying to get a feel for the style and they're going to the dungeon, and they're learning from Natty and TJ, it's like, look, man, that dungeon is like your developmental for your NXT. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy to think that without them helping some of these wrestlers, maybe they're not as far off as some are right now.
Oh, 100%.
People got to talk about it, man. That's why we're here. That's why we do this shit.
The only thing about Natalya, and they showed this in a lot when Total Divas was a show, is she's not really a selfish person. Like, yeah, she wants to be in the first matches of stuff. Oh, I would like to be in it, but it's always that I would like to be in this first elimination chamber. But she never talks about like I want to win it. She never talks. You know what I'm saying? Like she just wants that I would like to be in the first matches for these, as she should be. And it's like you said, she's one of the longest tenured WWE active superstars. Natalya is not a no legend deal. She's not a Trish Stratus returning every 6 months to a year whenever she wants. Natalya is an active wrestler who can hang with the best of them. Charlotte Flair levels of good without the Charlotte Flair recommendation. She was ahead of her time. Unfortunately, she had to go through the diva phase, be part of the women's, progress and moving up of Revolution. And now that the women's wrestling is there, it's being respected. She is considered the grandma of the division, and it sucks for her.
It does. That's a great way to put it. And that's the sad reality is I forgot who I saw. Maybe it was with your Forsyth's brother Chano or whatever, but I had said it's like we have Charlotte on this pedestal, this grand pedestal, because she's a Flair and she's this and she's that. But Natty, and she is, but Natty could be on that pedestal right up there next to her because Natty has the legend recognition. She has the name behind her. She literally could wrestle circles around some of your favorite wrestlers. And it's like, we don't put her in that same bracket as we put a Charlotte Flair. I get it. I understand you guys are watching this and you're like, oh, here we go again. Another mouthing off with Mike Rant. But no, it's a fact that at this point in the game of wrestling and women's wrestling, particularly in WWE, it's criminal that Natty is not held in that same regard as Charlotte when they both have the family lineage, the legends behind them, and Natty can do just as well, if not better in the ring than Charlotte. And they can't put her on that. It's whatever, man. But nevertheless, great to see the boat. Let's hope Natty IC champion 2025. Let's see if we can make it happen, folks. Maybe hashtag it. Let's start a movement. We'll start my own movement here. Get that boat IC title. Figure out a hashtag. Start hashtagging it. Let's get it. We got social media, baby. The boat for IC champ. Hashtag boat for IC champ. Get it popping right now here on Twitter. Let's run it. It's a banger. You got Sheamus and Grayson Waller. And you talked a little bit about your theory. Let's talk about a little bit about a theory. That's Austin theory. Sheamus wins. We know. Bro kick. South Carolina loved it. Ate it up. 10 beads of the Bodrin. We're counting. We did math tonight. We learned sign language. We got everything covered here. Let's talk about what we really want to talk about. Austin Theory was getting chanted by the crowd tonight. When did I expect that to happen? Never. But man, oh man, is it nice to see.
You know what? We had foreshadows of this from NXT when they were popping up on NXT. and like the 200 people in the NXT crowd were like, "Turn on Waller" and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, they were live today for Austin Theory. Austin Theory, unfortunately, went through a weird imaging early in his career with the whole Vince stuff and all that other stuff that happened. You know, the beaten Cena thing, everyone knew that wasn't the time. There's a lot of stuff Austin Theory. But this was hilarious to me because his boy was getting beat up. And not only was he smirking, but Pat McAfee and Michael Cole just kept bringing it up. They're like, he looks a little too happy there. That's your friend. You should check on him. Like, you play WWE 2K, of course, right?
Of course.
You play GM mode?
Yeah, every once in a while, yeah. The missus and me have our own GM, and we go head to head.
And we know she's winning. We know she got you beating the ratings.
She is winning.
But every now and then you'll get a message from a tag team, and like one of the tag team members will be like, "I'm so sick of tagging with this person.
Yes.
Put them in a singles match so they can lose." And then they'll lose and they'll gloat. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, really smack the smirk on." That was Austin Theory tonight. Like, yeah, this guy just got his ass beat. I'm so glad. Like, that's exactly how I felt looking at it. But Austin Theory for 2026 is going to have a good year. I think 2025, they're going to ride this out. I don't know why they're still riding this out. I think they want to break them up at a big pay-per-view probably, but it's going a little too long. Waller's going to have a great career, but Austin Theory, 2026 is going to be his year.
Yeah, I think Austin Theory, babyface, is coming, man. Sean, I'm missing some of these comments here tonight, folks. I'm sorry. Please keep commenting. I'm just slacking. Logan is winning the title this year. God damn it, guys. No, he's not. Gunther is a babyface one time only tonight. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping to see Kairi Sane is there as a storyline on Raw. Okay. All right. I would like to see it. We'll get into that. Kairi Sane and the women's IC. Okay. Bianca cost Rhea at Money in the Bank. Ooh. That's spicy. Okay. Let's talk about it. Money in the Bank qualifying match, number 2 tonight. And the way they framed it on commentary, Nitram, was that then these 2 weeks that we saw will be the women's blocks of the brackets, and then the following 2 weeks after will be the men's. So starting next week, the men's blocks start, and then this week we've got Kairi Sane, a returning Kairi Sane. Ahoy, mateys! The Pirate Princess is back. Arg! Versus Zoe Stark versus Mommy Rhea Ripley. And go ahead, Nitram. I know you saw it when they showed all 3 competitors, so go ahead. I know what you want to talk about. The crowd reaction to all 3 back to back to back. Go ahead.
Look, I want to say they got the wrong winner for this match. Second of all, I don't know, man. Rhea's pop was insane.
Insane.
It's insane. And I get it. But
crazy to say, you might hate this. This might be my oh damn for you. Rhea is getting Rock-esque pops on a weekly fucking basis.
And it's crazy because I'm so tired of her. Not even like she's bad or anything that way. It's just like I'm getting so much Rhea. It's like they don't know how to serve her. It's like if you eat steak every day, you can only cook it 10 different ways. And by the 11th day, you're like, bro, I know this is steak. I know it's good, but like, come on, man, throw me a pork chop or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kairi Sane should have been my pork chop. I saw this lineup. I said, oh, Kairi Sane's back. Oh, Kairi Sane didn't come out to damage control stuff. Oh, she's doing the pirate. She's throwing gold to the crowd. This is awesome. And then, unfortunately, I heard real painful screams from Zoe Stark. And I want to generally say that they switched to finish for this. I don't think Rhea was originally the person that was supposed to. I think it was supposed to be Kairi pinning Zoe, and they don't want to pin Rhea, so they let Rhea win.
Listen, we have no way to prove it until it hits Sean Ross Sapp in the desk of Fightful. But listen, one thing I'm going to say on this is Zoe Stark, you're an absolute trooper, man. Unfortunately, she got hurt in the match. I mean, we can look at it here real quick. Thanks to Twitter here, we are able to see a little bit of slowed down version of this. So just viewer discretion advised. It's not like, you're seeing ankle bone popping out the skin or nothing like from, nothing crazy like that, but this is still pretty gnarly to look at, so we're going to flash this up here and you guys can see a little bit of a closer angle and just to show you like, look, this shit happens, but man, this was gnarly. Yeah, it's gnarly, guys. Like I'm not showing that anymore. Like I'm not gonna bathe in the injury here.
And to add on to it, I hate that it happened to her.
I hate that it happened to her, man.
Her faction was just released. This was her time to shine, show what she has. And now, hopefully at best, we're looking at a couple weeks, or worst kind of worse, this could be months. I haven't seen a diagnosis yet, so.
I mean, I saw some murmurings. I mean, me personally, I'm a sports guy. I watch a lot of different sports. Anytime I see something like that, my mind immediately goes to ACL. And that's something that she's battled in the past too. They talked about it on commentary about her, having ACL surgery and knee surgery in the past. All I will say on this subject matter is it's bad when you hear them in the ring, and hearing her. And this was a tough match. Like, that's why I kind of put an asterisk next to this. Like, I'm not going to nitpick this. I'm not going to say anything about the finish. I'm not going to say anything about Rhea winning it. All I'm going to really say is Zoe Stark, I hope you're okay. Speedy recovery. And we can only hope that it's nothing serious that keeps her out of action for a long time. Because like Nitram said, she just lost her faction. She's by herself now. She finally, after months, gets a match on television and has a freak accident like this in the ring. So it's tough, man. And there's a reason why they tell you, man, don't try this shit at home, because you get seriously hurt, and she's a professional. So I think until we get some clarification, I think Nitram might be onto something. I feel like this was on the fly. I think Kairi Sane should have probably. Personally, I would have liked to seen Kairi Sane beat Rhea. That would have been huge. Imagine that,
Because you could set up some beef between Io and Kairi, like, oh, why didn't you tell me you was coming back? I would have loved this stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, I generally think, unfortunately, with the injury, I think, we saw the medics come in. We saw Rhea kind of just sitting there for a minute. I think they were like, what are we doing now? And I think they made a call in the back and said, do not pin Rhea.
Yeah, I think that wouldn't be surprised.
And, it's not like you can just pull interference on all your matches. So
yeah, you can't even do an interference on this because it's a triple threat. So it's like, what are you gonna run out here? You don't have, like, it'd be a different story if you had Shayna around, run Shayna down there, and cause a distraction, whatever. But that's neither here nor there at this point. It's just speedy recovery. Hopefully Zoe's good. Prayers up to her. For what we got, man, Kairi looked good. She looks like she's back to her old self. I loved that detail you brought up, her throwing the gold coins back into the crowd, which was a staple. She's the pirate princess. I hope they push her, man. Me too. I really fucking hope so.
She's one of my favorites from like the NXT Black and Gold days. I love Kairi Sane. Did you see how she punked that one side of the fans though? Like she was like, and then
and threw them. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
I'm like, why do you punk them like that so bad?
I think, like, if WWE, like, I know, whatever, it's beat to shit, but like, man, like, Kairi Sane, Asuka, man, as soon as Asuka's back, man, you get Kairi, you get Asuka, you give them the tag titles for freaking 6 months and let them run around and have some banger tag team matches, or you get Asuka back in the mix and you bring Damage Control back to some form of its past glory. Won't hit the same without Dakota, but Kairi and Asuka and Io in the mix there, man, that's a deadly trio. That's a woman's faction that I'd be down for. Maybe you add a fourth, maybe you look at, bringing someone else into that mix, and I was
gonna say Julia, but she's on SmackDown now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, Julia's on SmackDown. But I mean, nevertheless here, man, Rhea's in Money in the Bank. Logan James, my man Logan James, always with these comments. He always makes me think a little bit. This could be a possibility. Bianca screws Rhea? Do you think that's a feasible?
I like it. But are we coming up to a draft soon? Or a shakeup or something?
Supposedly, it's been rumored. They rumored it months ago. I saw, Fightful drop the news that there's a draft in the works, but they haven't said anything. And last year's draft took place right in the midst of Backlash, right? It was like, last year's draft took place right after WrestleMania, like the following couple weeks after, because that was like Kiana James got called up, and that's how I know, because she got called up on April of 24, and we didn't see her until we haven't seen her since.
Yeah.
And then Dijak, and then he was released shortly thereafter. So, yeah, they did it last year in April. It's May, and we haven't seen a shakeup. So, you think this is a pre-SummerSlam or a post-Money in the Bank?
I think it's post Money in the Bank.
It's got to be,
it's
right?
Gotta be. It's got to be.
Because then you can make the argument, whoever wins the briefcase, depending upon what happens here, if they flip brands, they could choose their brand.
I like
Food for thought. It's all going to be dependent on who wins Money in the Bank, and then what happens the Raw in Phoenix for the world title. That's going to tell us. That'll tell us everything. Whoever wins Money in the Bank tells us what happens Raw in Phoenix. That's
John Cena climbs that ladder and takes it down.
Dude, if that happens, we're going to have to give you, I don't know what we're going to have to give you, man. I'm going to have to give you something. Forget about spaghetti and meatballs. I'm going to have to give you some stocks and mouthing off with Mike for one day, get you some future stocks in the show. And when we finally take off and blow up, you're paid for, you're taken into account there. Yeah. Wow. Main event. Jey Uso, World Heavyweight Champ versus Braun Breaker. Ring the bell, folks, because this one ain't got a winner. And thanks to Paul Heyman and Braun Seth Rollins. And we got Sami Zayn. And believe it or not, CM Punk decided to make South Carolina tonight. That actually shocked me, to be honest with you.
A good 5 minutes is all he needs.
That's it. It's just get old man Phil out there.
That 5 minutes, they blew him up, did they not? They sung his song. They chanted his name. They blew him up.
Shout out South Carolina, man. I don't know what you guys were on tonight. You guys had your Wheaties, or maybe you had your frosted Yeets tonight, Maybe you were on something, man, because this crowd was crazy. They were singing, they were dancing, they were cheering, they were chanting. It was a glorious night here, I have to say, in South Carolina. I enjoyed every second of that crowd.
I don't know about you, Mike, but Jey Uso came out like almost perfect 10 o'clock. And I looked at the time and I said, oh, so is Raw gonna go to 11? Because this is about a half-hour entrance, right? But he never ran it back. He didn't run it back. And I think they need to stop running it back. I think you save that for big time shows. Big time wins, because honestly, he was just overdoing it. I was sick of it. I was sick of 30-minute entrances of Jey Uso.
Yeah, you can't run it back, man, on a Monday Night Raw. Like, do that on a pay-per-view after he wins or something. Run it back, have him going crazy with the crowd and everything. But yeah, man, I mean, look, this was a prime, man. You know what this felt like? This dead ass felt like something from the 2010s to end Raw. Like, this plucked right out of the booking catalog of the past. It just screamed it. It was like, okay, we're going to put two guys that are in a tag team or in matches for Saturday night's main event. One's in a tag team match. One's in a championship match. We're going to end the show with the guys who are in the tag match facing off and brawling. And then we're going to have the guy who's in the title match drop and get dropped by Logan Paul again, because he dropped Logan in the beginning of the show. This was a total right out of the 2010s, plucked it out, said, here we go. Here's how we're ending Raw. Everything connected here. So do you think Logan is the third man or no?
Nah, I think they teased it a little too much for him to want to do it.
Yeah.
I think whoever that third man is going to be one, someone young. I'm talking anywhere between 20 to 25, young. And two is not in the main roster already. So it's either NXT call-up or someone they just signed or something. But it's going to be a shock. I just think it's going to be someone really young.
What if it's one of the LFGs?
Jasper Troy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big boy.
He's a big dude. What if it's like an all ego Ethan Page?
I like Ethan Page, but he's kind of, late 30s.
Late 30s. How about Austin Theory?
I think Theory's perfect. And it's not the first time he aligned with Seth.
No.
It make perfect sense. Yeah, it make perfect sense.
It's an interesting thing. Sami Zayn.
Nah.
Too soon, right? Can't get him back heel.
I don't think he will turn back heel.
I hope not.
I think when he's gonna be babyface all the way till Kevin Owens comes back.
That's the ideal scenario, man. I mean, the ideal scenario for me is Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, world title match, WrestleMania. That's my fantasy, like, perfect world booking, like dream match, like WrestleMania. These two guys are fighting for a world title. After Kevin Owens, won it, Sami Zayn beats him for it, or whatever. Like, that's my goal.
I don't see Sami ever holding the belt, man.
He's going to. He will. They'll get us back to that point. They will. They set it up. I told everyone with the promo we saw with him and Seth about I will be a world champion and I don't need, anybody to help me do it. That promo for me personally solidified that I think he wins the Royal Rumble this year, 2026 Royal Rumble.
It's a good pick. I got Braun Breaker.
That's also a really good pick too.
I think they're gonna push Braun to the moon. I don't think Seth's gonna win the belt. I think they're gonna push Braun immediately to the moon for it. Like like tonight they were big on the Seth Rollins is the next champion, and Braun didn't say a word. I think when that time comes, Seth will look at Braun like, all right, we got this, and Braun's just gonna be like the good old thumbs down. I got this.
Yeah, it's seeming like that at the end of the day. But Saturday night's main event, AEW Double or Nothing, NXT Battleground, possible TNA show, I think Under Siege Friday night. So, ladies and gentlemen, the nightcap is almost over, but it's time for the last call. Which show or shows are you watching this week, Nitram?
For sure, Double or Nothing. For sure. Like, I got Hangman Page versus Will Ospreay. Not missing that. You always get the fun Anarchy in Arena. Not missing that.
Can't wait.
Like, and I hate to say it, but like, Saturday night main event, the only match I want to see is John Cena R-Truth. And I just found out that's not for the title, so I don't even want to see it no more.
Not for the title. It's not for the title. That steel cage match looks to be a solid one with the Priest and McIntyre.
I'm already sick of those two.
Come on,
man. Mania was supposed to be a fresh start. Why are we still here?
That's what Drew said on Twitter. Drew literally posted the Simpsons meme and said, "What are we doing here?" So all right. So my man's watching Double or Nothing. He's only watching Saturday night's main event to see R-Truth versus John Cena. I'll be tuning into Saturday night's main event. I'm hoping, I guess spoiler alerts, I will be at Double or Nothing Sunday. For
what?
Yes, who could have guessed it? A pay-per-view in my neck of the woods. Of course I'm there. So I will be at Double or Nothing Sunday. I just haven't bought tickets yet. I'm trying to be strategic here, Nitram. Mm-hmm. Because when I went to Double or Nothing back in 2022, we were there for the Anarchy in the Arena, the first one, where they played Wild Thing throughout the whole time. And that shit was crazy.
Fucking awesome.
I was 2 rows away from Danielson and Jericho bleeding all over the crowd. And like this close to getting me some good Bryan Danielson blood on my shirt. Yeah, this close. So unfortunately, we didn't get to frame that one and put it in the rafters here at the MOWM Studio 3.0. So I'm trying to be strategic here. I'm trying to figure out where I want to sit so I can make sure I walk out of there with some blood on my t-shirt, or maybe a cameo in Anarchy in the Arena. Maybe I got to, bring a little weapon, like a, little, maybe I'll wear my Penta mask and I'll load it up and I'll give it to.
Not the loaded mask, Spike.
Give him the loaded mask, babe.
Not a loaded mask of somebody they let go.
Just to show, look how quick you guys can market these bad boys.
Just throw it at them. Just be like, yo, I got this.
Just you see what you guys could have had. You could have had this. It was a missed opportunity by us.
You gotta get a Dean Ambrose action figure and then give it to John Moxley and be like, hit him with it.
I gotta try. I gotta see if I can bring see what I can. I can't bring anything. I'm not bringing in anything. Not bringing in anything. I'm not kidding. Don't put me on no fucking list, please. Hey guys, totally off topic. Where's the Wyatt faction been? I actually asked this question on Twitter, Nitram. I said, Where will we ever see the Wyatt Six? Will Karrion Kross ever get TV time? I guess find out next week on Raw, because no Wyatt Six. Haven't seen a QR code, a glitch. Haven't seen shit.
The Wyatt Six are going to help Alexa win.
I would love that.
It's the only thing I can see happening big at Money in the Bank. It's the Wyatt Six helping Alexa win. Because otherwise, what are we doing with Alexa? And I love Alexa, but what are we doing with her? Because they're teasing it and they're not teasing it all at the same time.
Yeah, it's very confusing at this point.
You know, she's sending mixed signals. I don't like it. I need Dexter Lumis on TV, Mike. I need Dexter Lumis.
I need Joe Gacy. I need Dexter Lumis. I need Eric Rowan. I need Bo Dallas. I need Nikki Cross. I need the Wyatt Six. I need him.
Bo's injured. That's why they've been off TV. But you could do promos. He doesn't even have to. He could sit in a rocking chair.
No, he could sit in the fucking chair.
Do some Lucha Underground stuff, like when Penta was sitting in that throne for months. You know, just
oh my god, facts, dude. Also, I'll be at Double or Dynamite this Wednesday because it's in Albuquerque. Then I'm traveling to Arizona for Double or Nothing as well. Hey, let's go, Steve. Let's go. Hit me up.
Put a sign that says "Watch the Nightcap."
Yes, please. No, I should be the one that makes that sign, right?
Yeah, but you know, we don't know where you're sitting, Mike. Are you on Hardcam? Are you on Hardcam side?
I don't know where I'm sitting. I'm trying to be strategic. I want to make sure that I can make my cameo in Anarchy in the Arena, you know, so you guys can point and be like, oh, look, there's Mike. There he is. He just got hit in the head by Swerve. Holy shit. He just ate a super kick from the Young Bucks.
Fine. Steven, I need a 4 sides of the ring sign at Double or Nothing. You give me a 4 side of the ring sign at Double or Nothing. It hits TV, and I will shout you out on our show for months.
My man said he will buy you a shirt. He said, I'll have a sign saying I'd rather be watching New Japan. Oh, shit. Okay.
It's practically the same thing.
Practically the same thing. All that build up for Wyatt Six for absolutely nothing. Don't break my heart, Steven. Please don't break my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. Just don't do it. I'm a Wyatt Six stan. I need them back. Super Juniors, best of the Super Juniors this weekend too. Holy shit, there's so much
a lot of wrestling. You guys gonna want to skip SmackDown. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's probably skippable. Probably a skippable show.
Don't overload yourselves.
Well, that's it, folks, for the Nightcap. That's all we got. You know, we're an hour in. Nitram, tell the people what you guys got going on here with 4 Sides of the Ring.
We're live every Thursday, usually 9:15, depending on how technical difficulties go. We talk wrestling just like every other day, what y'all do with your friends. And yeah, we're good people. I like to think so. You can catch me on Twitter at NITRAM_4SOTR. If you tweet me, I can make you What's Happening on X, which is a segment I do on our show. Just saying. Also, Logan Paul wins this weekend. Me and Mike are going to recreate the scene from Lady and the Tramp. As y'all know, I don't know what I makes to say all damn, and I'm Nitram. Mike, thank you for having me.
Damn. So here you have it, folks. Appreciate you guys. Have a killer weekend. Yeah, Steven, I'm dead ass. Hit me up. Steven. Let's link up. Double or Nothing, brother. We could break the internet here. Nitram's got me saying, oh, damn. So make sure you go follow Nitram at Nitram_4SOTR. Go follow 4 Sides of the Ring at 4 Sides OTR. Go subscribe to them on YouTube as well. Like I said, like you saw all night at the bottom of your screen, they got an interview out with KJ Orso, formerly known as Fuego del Sol. Go check it out. It's an incredible interview. They are nearing 2,000 views on that interview. It'd be great if you guys go watch it. Get them to over 2,000 views on that interview. Tag them. Tell them MOWM sent you. Tag them on Twitter. Tell them what you thought was the best part of that interview. I will be back this week for some predictions for Saturday night's main event, for Battleground, for Double or Nothing. I'll be a busy man. And there you have it, folks. This has been the Nightcap. We're out of here. I'll see you back here Friday after SmackDown. I'm not skipping SmackDown. I'll be here Friday after SmackDown.
I'll catch it off your show.
There we go. That's all I like to hear. Folks, be good. Have a good night. We'll see you here later.